Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. Today I wanted to color out of this recent book that I did a flip through of, and it is Sunlife Drawing's most current book. It is The World of My Stained Glass, color by number, so it's a little bit different than their regular color by number book, and I thought we would just color the very first picture, which also happens to be the one on the cover. So let's a lot of times when I color by numbers pictures on my own, I just start with number 1 and then I go to number 2 and things like that. But I think on camera I'm just going to start up here, going to color in some of these leaves where I can see there's a lot of a certain color. Now again, this coloring book, the numbers are very, very light. Let me zoom you in a little bit. So some may have a little bit of difficulty seeing the numbers. On the other hand, you won't see the numbers a whole lot once you are done coloring. So I'm going to start with number 12, and I do color all my Sunlife Drawing color by number books with my Copics. Yes, I know, my Copics. But I have a list written out of all the colors that I use for each particular number, because, and this is what I like about Sunlife Drawing, all of their color by number books use the exact same color palette, with the exception of a couple of them where they only have 12 colors rather than the 22. So those are a little bit different, but the vast majority of them follow the 22 color palette. So it's nice and easy for me to know what color to use. So I'm going to start up here with the 12s. And 12 is YG25. And I have all my Copics sitting up here on my desk. So all right, so how is everybody doing? I am recording this on Sunday, but I'm not sure when I am going to be getting it up on the channel, because I recorded a bunch of videos yesterday, and some of those I am going to be publishing on my channel before this one. So it will be, and I just put up a color in chat yesterday, so maybe a few days before I put this one up. But I hope everybody's weekend is going well and your week is going well by the time I put this up on the channel. Now there are lines, as you can see, in between these colors, but the colors do flow together. It just is done this way to make it look like the stained glass effect that they want. Let's go way over here and get these 12s. Okay, so to start out this color in chat, I wanted to address a concern that I have. I wasn't even going to bring this up when the first comments showed up. It was on a previous color in chat that I did, and now more recently there have been more comments under the original comment. So yeah, I guess I just wanted to talk about it a little, and I want to see if others have the same opinion. So yeah, like I said a while back, and maybe by bringing this up I may lose a few subscribers, and I guess that's a gamble I'll have to take. So yeah, I had gotten a few comments on a color in chat stating that while they enjoyed watching my color in chats, she didn't like it when I talked in weird voices. Now, I was a little confused as to what weird voices I was talking in, and that she felt I talked to you guys like you were children or pets. And again, I guess I still am a little confused. You know, I just replied back that, you know, I didn't understand what she meant by the weird voices, and that I apologized. I don't mean to talk to you guys like you're children or pets. I guess not working outside of the house, my life right now is my grandkids, my boyfriend, and what is going on in my personal life. And, you know, everybody is entitled to their own opinions, and I don't expect all comments to be all, you know, raves, you know. But now there were some additional comments, and that's why I kind of wanted to bring it up. That I sounded fake when I talked like that, and I should talk in my regular voice. You know, and not like I'm talking to babies or kittens. And I guess the other beef that they had with my color in chats is all my talking I've been doing about my selling my house and buying a new one. And, you know, I'm sorry, but when I do color in chats, you know, I do bring in my personal life. You know, she also said, you know, about the house selling or other things that are completely unrelated to what I'm doing. Well, like I said, you know, and I don't believe I'm the only one. Us color tubers, when we do color in chats, we do bring in our personal life. We don't just talk about what we're coloring. If I did that, especially on a picture like this, it would be a very boring color in chat. There's not a whole lot to say, you know, other than, okay, I'm coloring this number and I'm coloring with this marker. Or a lot of my other pictures, the vast majority of the pictures that I color are just straight colored with marker. Or a few times I, you know, colored with my glitter gel pens, or, you know, but the vast majority are just, yeah, straight coloring with marker. So, like I said, I did not know that I was talking in weird voices. I know occasionally my pets jump up here, my kitties, and I do talk to them. I may talk to one that's on the floor. I don't know, I guess, maybe. And Bella, she's barking in the other room. You know, things like that. And I do tell stories about funny things that Maddie says. Because again, that's what's relevant to me in my life right now, is babysitting my grandkids. And I did get the comment that some of you like when I tell, you know, when I talk about my grandkids. So I may talk in Maddie's voice when I say something funny she has said. And Again, I'm not sure if that's what this individual was talking about, that I talk in her voice rather than my own. I'm going to go to number 13 now. You know, if that's the problem, and I do, when I repeat something that she has said, I probably do say it in her voice rather than my own, because I think it's funnier that way. And again, maybe I am wrong. Yeah, I guess that is kind of my personality. It is how I do my color in chats. I was not aware up until now that it bothered anybody, the way that I talk in my color in chats. You know, yes, this is my YouTube channel. This is, you know, how I do my color in chats. But yet at the same time, I don't want to offend people. I don't, you know, I want to bring relevant content to you guys, and I work hard at trying to bring you things that I think are going to interest you. But that's why I wanted everybody's opinions on this, and yes, good or bad, let me know if you feel the same way, because again, I definitely don't mean to talk down to you guys. I don't mean to talk to you like a pet or a child. But because it was brought up again, like I said, I wasn't going to originally talk about it. But yeah, because it was brought up again, I thought, well, I guess I want to address this, because if enough of you are feeling that way, I mean, I can't change my personality. You know, there's many things about ourselves that we can change. Personalities are really not one that you can change. And so I guess, you know, my color in chats are my color in chats, but you know, my last couple color in chats, I was a little more self-conscious, I guess, of what I was saying, but yet I can't catch myself either, because like I said, that is how I talk, I guess. And yeah, bringing in personal things into a color and chat is normal. All color tubers do it in their color and chats. We always bring our personal lives, good and bad, into our color and chats. And so yeah, I definitely am not the only one. So yes, please let me know in the comments below your opinions on what these individuals are saying. I am interested, and I, if need be, will try to change my color in chats. Okay, I guess enough said about that. It is just something, like I said, I wanted to address before we moved on with the rest of the color and chat. So, okay, enough about that. I didn't want to harp on it too much, but I did want to talk about it. Let's go on to 14G28. I did want to bring it up, and yeah, just mention it and get people's opinions. Now, I am having to sit forward and look at these numbers a little bit closer, so I am really hoping my head is not getting in the way. Trying to glance up every once in a while at the screen to make sure my big head ain't in the way. I do like how this stained glass, how they did this book. I think it's kind of neat. Has anybody else gotten this book? I will link it down below in case you haven't gotten it yet, but you would like to. That's another thing I always try to do. I always try to leave you guys relevant links so that it will take you straight to Amazon. Now, yes, they are Amazon affiliate links, meaning I do get, just a little kickback from you purchasing through those links. And it does all go directly back into the channel. Let's go on to number 15, Aqua Green, BG53. So I do thank you in advance if you use those links. It does help the channel out. Now, yes, this is very thirsty paper. This is, your typical Amazon paper, like what Jade Summers printed on also. And there are a couple of different Amazon papers that they can pick from. Is this right? BG53. Yeah, that is right. Okay. That I found out from another viewer. They do have a few to pick from. And some evidently pick this kind. I think there's 2 or 3 that they can pick from. And so when you see that it's printed on Amazon paper, not all Amazon paper is created equal. There are some that are different. Okay, let's do this butterfly up here. So let's start with number 7, which is red, R27. All right. But yeah, I think this is a cute book. I love all Sunlife Drawing books. And that's why I have finished a few of my Sunlife Drawing books. I don't have many books completed in my vast collection, but I do have a few Sunlife Drawing books done. They're just so stress-free, just you want to sit down, get away from life for a little bit. And that's when I reach for these. Or my pattern books, as you all know. I did recently do a flip through of another pattern book that I completed. They're just so much fun. To me, I know they're not everybody's cup of tea. Let's do number 9, which is orange, YR04. See, it's so nice to have this all written out on what color I need where. I do that with a number of my color by number books. The books I'm working on in the living room are books that I recently did flip throughs of also, and those are the circle mosaic books. I had gotten was it 3 or 4 of them, I think. One was a Halloween one, and so I did a few pictures, I think 3 pictures out of that one. And it's just all little circles you fill in with colors. And I actually have 2 different set of markers that I have the numbers written down, because the color palettes in all of those books are the same also. And so yeah, the first one that I colored, let's do number 10, yellow orange, Y17. First one I did in there was, did I say number 10? Yeah. Was with my Statler dual-ended markers, and they worked really well. Actually, both tips worked really well because the circles are bigger in that book. They're not quite so hard. You don't have to use real itty-bitty markers. But then I also have the colors written out for my Sharpies and Amazon Basics. Let's do that black for the head. And so the next picture I did, I tried my ultra fine tip Sharpies and Amazon Basics, and they worked awesome. Number 2 is it 2? 3. 3 is E29 dark brown. Yeah, the ultra fine Sharpies worked perfect in that book, so that's what I've been using for all the rest of the pictures, and they've been working great. Matter of fact, one of my markers went dry, so I've been having to use just the fine tip rather than the ultra fine, and yeah, they don't work nearly as well because they're so juicy. And this type of paper, because they're on this Amazon paper also, the ink really spreads so it goes outside the lines quite easily with the fine tips. 22 is a magenta. Oh, this is a colorful butterfly, isn't it? I think it's pretty. Now again, one thing that I like about Sunlife Drawings color by number books, and like their color by number mandala book, they put some color palettes together that I normally never would have thought of, and I really like them. Now look at all them pretty colors together. Isn't that pretty? I like it. Okay, let's go into this flower over here. So we have 10 at the center, which is our Y17. Are there any more 10s around here? Here's one. And the center of this flower. Now, yeah, some of my Copics are getting a little on the dry side, and I do have quite a few refills, so I'm hoping, now like this number 12, I use this quite a bit, and so yeah, it's getting dry, but I think it was because I was using it so much up there. Sometimes you gotta just let them sit. Now, it is getting dry, so I am going to, I'm pretty sure I have a refill for this, so I'm going to refill that, and I'll do those later. So let's go on to the 16s. Let's see, that is light blue B21. Sunday already. I don't know where these weekends go. And I'm sure those of you who work during the week, Monday through Friday, say the same thing. Said it in the past, and I'll say it again. I think God speeds up the time on the weekends to double speed. It's like, especially now that I'm babysitting on Fridays too, and I don't get my 3-day weekend anymore. It's like, oh, I really miss that. So, I can no longer go and do my grocery shopping and errand running and have doctor appointments and all that good stuff on Fridays. So I decided, and I want to know if any of you guys have used this yet, and it may not be available by you yet, but I think if it's available here in Wausau or in my next city over, Wausau, number 17, beat 23. I'm assuming it must be available pretty much everywhere. And that is at Walmart. They now have grocery pickup available. And all you do is, everything that's in the store it's a separate Walmart app from their regular app. It's called Amazon Grocery. And everything that's in the store, they have in this app, grocery-wise. I didn't look to see if everything in the store is on this. So I thought, I'm gonna try this. And so I downloaded the app, went through. I had a, grocery list written out, just like you do when you go to the store. But of course, when you're in the store, I don't know about you, but there are things on the grocery shelves, anywhere in the store. There are things that must just look at me and think, oh, I want to go to her house. And so they just hop right into my cart. I don't see it. I don't realize it till I check out. And I'm like, where did you come from? Does that happen to other people, or is that just me? B26 for the 18s. Yeah, so you always end up spending more than what you intended, right? You go in there for a couple things, you come out $100 later. So that's another thing. By using this app, you're not cruising around the store looking at all the shelves, and you actually save a little bit of money, especially if you have a list written out, which you should anyhow, and try to stick to just the list. But like I said, let's face it, who of us does that all the time? And so yeah, I added everything into my cart. Now you have to pick them up the next day at the earliest. I was hoping I could order the groceries Thursday night and still pick them up Thursday night, but no, pickup was first available Friday morning. So I thought, well, I'll drive in. You can pick them up in 1 hour time slots. So I picked 9 to 10 in the morning, because that's typically when Heather comes down. And I thought, well, let's do this blue flower over here. I thought, well, I could just pick up my groceries, meet her over by work, pick up the kids, and she wouldn't have to bring them out to my house then. So I wasn't sure, because I had never done this before, how long it was going to take to go pick up the groceries. I didn't know how they really did it. Like, how do they know when you're there? How do they know where you're at? How do they know what order is yours? I didn't know how they did any of that. And so I Googled, and if you have location services turned on, they know when you get there. You just click on check-in in the app and say you're there, and then it asks you what slot number you're in the parking lot. What's your parking spot number? So I was the only one there at that time of the morning picking up groceries, so I was in parking spot number 1. Then you click on a little button indicating what color your car is. So they're doubly sure they're giving the groceries to the right person, which is nice. Okay, I think that's all the 18s up here. Let's do the 17s, which was the B23. And so, yeah, I signed in, waited a little bit, and I was getting a little concerned because Heather decided to come down early, and she originally said to meet her at work at 9:45. Well, she was already, I wasn't even at Walmart yet, and she was almost into town, and I'm like, that's not good. That's not good. So I was already feeling the stress of hurrying up and getting my groceries and getting out of there. So it felt like I was sitting there for quite a while, but I think I only sat there maybe 5 minutes, and I seen him bringing out my groceries, and he talks to you, and you just make sure that that's your order, and you pop the trunk. I mean, you don't even have to get out of the car. I'm really tempted to use this during winter. You don't have to get out of the car into the cold. Okay, number 3 is that dark brown E29. So yeah, it was so nice. And then they email you a receipt so you can make sure you got everything. And I did. And it all looks, fresh. The produce looks fresh. I'm making taco salad for supper, so, I had to have some lettuce and tomatoes and onions and sour cream and all that good stuff. And we need the red again. So, yeah, it worked really, really neat. You pay for your groceries, online. So that's all paid for. And then I was wondering, do you tip these guys, for a lot of times you tip for any services that you get, right? So I Googled that too. And no, they cannot accept tips, I guess. So, it's a completely free service of Walmart's. And, they have this designated area. So many of us were wondering, when they had this big section of the parking lot all sectioned off. It's like, what the heck? What are they doing over there? And here they were making it for the grocery pickup area. And it's really nice. It's covered, with what am I trying to say? A roof of sorts, I guess. It's going to say ceiling. It's like, no, that's not right. So yeah, it's really nice. Easy peasy. But yeah, like my daughter said, she said, you would think they would end up losing out on some money because, yeah, you go in the store and you end up buying a lot more than what you intended on going in there for. Especially when they put, the things that you run out of a lot way in the back of the store, right? Like your milk and butter. Got some purples going on in here. V21, or the 21 is V17. So yeah, that they do that for a reason by putting that stuff way in the back of the store so that you pick up other stuff on the way back and up to the cash registers. And many times it works. That's why a lot of times, if that's all we need, we don't go to Walmart for it. Who wants to walk all the way back there just for that? I know Bob certainly doesn't. I don't mind walking back there, but yeah, if that's all you need is some bread or milk or, something like that. Typically, he'll just stop at Quick Trip after work and pick up, you know, that kind of stuff. Quick Trip is so inexpensive also. Like their bread and their eggs and stuff is very, very reasonable. So, yeah, he picks up a lot of stuff at Quick Trip. I hope I'm on camera. Haven't been watching, just been kind of going off on a rant. This, that, and the other thing. That's looking so cute, isn't it? I like it. Not sure how far we'll get today on this. As you can see, it doesn't take real long to color this in, but oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun. And once you get used to looking at the lighter numbers, they start popping out at you, you know? Bless you. I had a kitty sneeze behind me. Okay, 22 is that magenta again. Our V19. Pretty colors in here. So, let me ask you, would you want me to just, because of course we're not going to get this all done today in this color and jet. So would you, I mean, should I finish this off camera, go on to a new picture for the next color and chat, or would you like me to come back and finish this one and see how it turns out? Because yeah, it is going pretty fast, you know, especially when you color with markers, which, let's face it, these books are pretty much tailored for. Yes, you could do them in colored pencil. There would be nothing wrong with it, because I know many of you out there are just colored pencil people. Colored pencil people. So yeah, there's definitely nothing wrong with doing that. But I guess in my opinion, just because I am such a marker person, they are kind of tailored to markers. No other 11s? Okay. Let's do the 12 in here, and that was the yellow green. Well, maybe we can get enough out of this marker just to get that in there. Because you should never run your Copic completely dry. As dry as this one is, you should never even leave it get to that point. So, my bad. But yeah, let me know if you want to see me finish this on camera. I will do what you want. Okay. Here's some 13s. Who is watching the fall shows? The new fall shows. I have started watching a couple of them that I'm really liking, and I think my favorite out of the new shows so far is Emergence. Is anybody else watching that show? Can't remember what night it's on. I am really liking that show. It's kind of a sci-fi type of show, which when you've seen previews, you know, leading up to the new fall season, you couldn't really tell what it was all going to be about. It kind of reminded me, this is really ironic, it was mysterious and, you know, things like that. And it almost reminded me of Lost, for any of those of you who watched that show a number of years ago. And you know what's so funny is one of the lead actors in the show Lost is in Emergence. I thought that was hilarious. Here's a 13 over here I missed. So yeah, he's not a good guy in here. At least not up to this point. It may change, I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of a sci-fi type of show, which you didn't know when it was starting out. Let's do these sixes. What is 6? Peach. Okay, that's a new one. And YR01. You know, it started out with a plane crash and kind of evolved from there. All about this little girl that this female cop found. She's the what would you call it? I don't think she's a sheriff or anything like that. She's the lead cop in that town, let's say. She ends up taking this little girl home with her because she's got nowhere else to go, and funny things start happening, and they are just finding out more and more about this little girl. So yeah, it's really good. I look forward to that show every week. And the other one that I'm really liking is Evil. How many of you guys are watching Evil? I thought when I seen the previews, because I love spooky shows, spooky movies, they're my favorite genre. You know, I thought it was going to be a continuing story throughout the season, and it really isn't. It's kind of a new story each week, involving the same characters, and it kind of expands each week, you know, on the character themselves. But yeah, it is a new story each week, and yeah, it's kind of, you know, sometimes there is maybe some supernatural, you know, type things going on with these people, and other times they debunk it, if you will, and it actually is something else. It is something that can be explained. So, but yeah, it's a good show too. I like the characters in it. I like the characters in Emergence too. So yeah, they came out with a few good shows. That other one, oh gosh, what is her name? It's Bob Hearts or Loves, Abba, no, it's a Nigerian name. And Bob is the one that was Mike from Mike and Molly. And I always liked him as an actor. I was really sad when Mike and Molly was canceled. So he's in that show, and it is a hoot. It's pretty funny. RV21 is the pink. RV21. So that is our number 19. So yeah, it's a cute show too. I don't watch a ton of TV, but there are a few shows. I like my Thursday nights because of, well, it used to be Big Bang. That was my all-time favorite. But then Young Sheldon I like, and Mom. This is another one that's getting dry. I'll have to leave these out and refill them. Let's go to because I replaced all my chisels with fine tips, and sometimes one end will be drier than the other. There we go. That worked better. Because, as I've said in past videos, me and chisels don't get along, and I love fine tips. And they came out with these for the Copics a number of years ago, so I slowly replaced the nibs on my markers. Let's try this number 12 and see if the fine tip works. Yeah, actually, It does, so we can get some of this finished over here. And actually this fine tip works pretty good on here. So yes, anybody have any other fall shows that they're really liking? I do like also, and I think it's on Thursday night also, so that's why I have it on. Gosh, Carol's Second Act with Patricia Heaton in. She's funny. I loved her in Everybody Loves Raymond. I thought she was always a hoot. And so she's in this one. And she's an up-and-coming doctor. And yeah, she's pretty funny. It's a pretty funny comedy. It's hard to tell, you know, when shows are just starting out, whether you're going to like them or not. When I first started watching Big Bang, when it came out on its first season, I did not care for it much at all. You know, it just did not appeal to me. But you know, after you start watching a series for a while and you give them a chance, it starts to grow on you. And these nerd scientists actually were pretty funny, and especially when they brought in Penny. She really helped to make the show. And then Amy on top of it. I mean, they are just all of them together really made the show. Okay, I'm gonna stop there with this color because maybe I'll do this one down here, but yeah, I don't want to get this marker any drier. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's do the 14s in here. And 14 again was the dark green. So yeah, a lot of times at night I am busy catching up on, I'll color if I'm not making YouTube videos. I'll color in the living room in my chair and catch up on YouTube videos that from other channels that I'm getting behind on. I still have a number of them to catch up on. Because now with Miss Ann from A Colorful Life creating shorter videos for the time being, she's been putting out a video pretty much every day. So I always like to catch up on hers. And sometimes I will wait till she's got a couple of her color and chats. If it takes, you know, a couple to do a picture, then I'll wait until she has both of the parts out, and then I'll watch them consecutively. Kind of like, you know, sometimes mine will take a couple parts too. Well, many of ours, if we end up doing the entire picture on camera for you guys, you know, it's going to be multiple parts. Actually getting quite far on here, so if I do finish it on camera, I'm assuming it's only going to be one more part. We'll make it one more part, no matter how long it takes. Let's see. Well, here's a couple 15s. So they made this aqua blue, some of the leaf colors, which is different. Okay, any more 15s right around in here? This is another reason why I decided to just do sections at a time, so I am not zooming you all over the place, especially when I'm zoomed in like this. I think I'd get you dizzy. Missed a 22 up there. Where's my magenta? Okay, let's do, we got some, well, let's do the flower over here. We have some 20s on the outside, which is our V15 Violet. Where is, wow, I don't have that one out yet. Amazing. So this one is Mallow V15. Let's get out the brush. 20, yeah, okay. Wanted to double check. And then after we finish this flower, I think I'm going to end the video. After, you know, starting off the video the way I did, I'm sorry, but again, it's just something I wanted to address with you guys, and I do want your feedback. I know I have some silent viewers, many of them, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. You probably picked the wrong color in chat to start out with, right? It's like, oh my gosh, YR07. I could have swore I had that one out. Red orange, did not have that out. Nope, guess not. YR07. No, I didn't. So yeah, we will either pick this up in the next color in chat, or I will finish it off camera. So I will put it to the side till after I post this video and I get feedback from you guys. Okay, we have number 9s, which are orange. YR04. So, you know, isn't this different? We have the purples and then the oranges in this flower. That is a combination I would have never put together in a flower. I have used the color combination sometimes in my designs, but it is not, you know, a combination you would typically think of. And at number 11 for the middle of the flower, which is yellow, Y13. All right. And we have the whole top half of this picture done. So I'd say we're not quite half finished. Isn't that pretty though? Oh, I think that is looking so cute. Love this flower on his head. How he's giggling. We should maybe do these 5s in here and just get this mousy done. Number 5 is tan E34. So yeah, let's get him done so he's not just hanging out there with a white belly. And we'll do his tail right away too. 19, which is RV21 pink, which we had out. Oh, this is the one that's drying up though, isn't it? Well, I'm gonna have to put these to the side and check my refills, because if I don't have refills for them, I'm gonna have to order them, and I'm gonna have to find a different marker to finish this this picture off with. trying to think, and let's finish the Tootsies too. Tootsies, oh my gosh. You can tell I babysit little ones. Let's finish your Tootsies off. All right, there we go. Okay, so yeah, that's as far as we got today. Love how that butterfly looks. I think that is gorgeous. So we just have the flower pot that they're sitting in to do, and these other two little mice down here. Okay, and yeah, I will finish this on camera if that's what you guys want. Otherwise, I'll finish it off camera on my own, and we'll go on to a new picture for the next color and chat. So again, let me know in the comments below what you would like me to do. Don't forget to leave me a comment on my the beginning of this video too. Interested in your comments for both things. So okay, yep, I'll leave it here. Again, I'll link this book down below. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, and until my next video, happy coloring. Bye guys.